Hello guys. So I was asked to talk about the difference between William and Damien. So the very big difference you're going to see right away is going to be that William has high damage output, while Damien has weaker damage output but high penetration and damage increase. So if you look fast as William's kit, you're going to realize that with Jar critical damage in a usual build, he's going to be around 200% critical damage. It can go up a bit more than that, sometimes 250, 300. It depends on subs you're running, the line you're running. And his critical rate from his base kit is already pretty decent, to be honest. There's already a 50%, a 30% here. There's the 50% from the base. I'm talking level 7 DMs up and all that stuff. So he's going to have around 100%, and then you're going to get 160%. But the thing is, he does require to crit. If he doesn't crit, he is extremely weak, who's one of his major complaints by endgamers who complain that compared to other legendary strikers, he has too much of a condition. I mean, I'm Vonchi and I've met Presti, so I don't disagree that there's certain problems in this game, but yeah. So the main idea here is going to be to get him to crit. Now, this is why most people are going to reroll one slot to Will of Metatron or anything else that can give critical rate. I do know a lot of people also like that Wormwind penetration and critical rate stone. You lose 15%, but it's honestly worth it for the penetration just because the second thing they do to maximize his damage is give him penetration. Just pointing out he already has the penetration ace, who should give you a clue on what's going on, and they get some really nice penetration subs. The William in my club, I think he has Will of Metatron though, but he has 100% penetration sub, so that works pretty damn well. Um, Chain-wise, currently they're not the greatest, but again, in a week they're going to be changed. I also hear that some types of chains are going to be changed to counter certain problems like Oni Nemesis. So we're going to wait and see, so I can't really judge. Just Nemesis, Leventor, if you own him, that might activate. If you don't own him, it's pointless. The rest are trash, let's be honest. But they're going to be updated, so that might be a buff for him. Now, Damien, on the other side, he doesn't have damage. On his active, though, he does. But out of the active, damage-wise, he's trash. Now, if you're going to be looking at him, you're going to see a critical rate, maybe a little bit lower than Williams. Um, he's going to have attack power 140%, penetration 30. That's great. Critical rate 40. He's not going to be able to cut it. Decrease inflicted damage to light players by 25. That's pretty nice. Here he has the Ardor version by 25. Increase attack power by 25% of attack power when in the position. This is the only attack power buffing skill in his kit that isn't part of the active, so this is going to be major. Especially if they have a 4-man back, because it buffs it even more. If they have a curl, it actually is going to be helping you. So stuff like that is extremely powerful. In lower levels, it's weak, so it's kind of something that's going to go up with the level of the game, who I do find is a really nice change compared to strikers who the more you go up, the more pointless they become. Long Dark Night, decrease, well, we don't care about the DI, increase damage dealt to goalkeepers. That's pretty much the equivalent of critical damage, but it doesn't have the crit condition. There has been some issues where this was DI and it wasn't written correctly, so just keep that in mind and test it. But last time I checked, this was supposed to be the critical damage thing. It's not an issue with the skill, it's an issue with how it's translated. So this is pretty much how he goes down. Oh, for the stone wise, he does have some beautiful slots. If you really want to maximize him, you could change a Dark One to Thunder for Thunder Pass Receive 2. Usually do 2 Ardor critical damages, and you do the Wormwind Unique for penetration. That plus combined with Armel should be able to reach him on active close to 100% penetration. Then you put the subs in, that's 100. Plus the dual damage increase, the other damage increases, all that combined plus Armel's active can be extremely powerful. Of course, you can always just go Armel Ace, and you can use the new Wormwind Unique, who's going to be even more broken, as long as it is what they're saying. So there's a lot of value here. Now, the one issue Damien has is he doesn't have attack power. So, again, if they don't have a high attack power bag, depending what kind of buffs, it's not going to be taking advantage of that. For example, they have critical damage buffers. If they have some decreased attack power, it's going to be extremely powerful against Damien. So his issue is really going to be getting that attack power up, and critting for him is pretty much impossible, who kind of means that the damage increase Ardor Stones are problematic. A lot of people really try to work on the subs on getting him some nice critical rates, especially if you're in Mono Dark and you're running Damien. That new Balteon Stone is going to be really powerful. Now, if we're going to be looking at a comparison between William and Damien in the current meta, because I know this is what the real question is about. It's very simple. If you look at the current meta, the top players are Presti, Glade, and Jhin. The other ones don't matter for this comparison. Okay, we'll say Scylla just because he's dark. Okay, William can get countered by Jin's critical resistance. He is hard countered by Presti's dual dark resistances plus for high DR. He's countered by Glade just because she can have insane passives. And no, he's not countered by Scylla, but pretty much no one's countered by Scylla if they're not dark. She's just very strong and resistant. And if well set up, she can take 2, maybe 4 shots. Unless, there's an Askeladd Balteon pass active combo that's just hell. I hate that thing. So that's his issue. Now, if you go at Damien, he's extremely powerful and a hard counter to Presti. He's a hard counter to Jhin. His Glade is pretty good again. It's not hard counter, but since she doesn't have the highest life, if you can pass through everything, it's pretty damn strong. Now, Scylla, that's ironically the thing that he's going to have bigger issues than the legendaries just because he's dark, but he does get increased damage on light players. So if we're looking at the current meta, Damien does have a better slot. Again, it's all a question of setting up. William should be able to outclass Damien, but in the current meta and in the way you set them up, especially early on and you're not re-rolling William, Damien will outclass William. Now, again, I do want to point out we are waiting for changes. We are waiting for uniques. In a week, this might change, but this was just to answer a question that was asked to me. I hope this helps. And again, if you have any other questions, comment, just write it down below. Have a good day, guys.